there is no center. Suppose you are the sannyasi. Jneyassa nitya sannyasi yonadveshti na kankshati. We are occasional sannyasis, kabhi kabhi sannyasi. Whereas he is a nitya sannyasi who doesn't have that center. Because dvesha and kama or kanksha, they fix that center. They create that center. Therefore, we are examining that center called ahankara and mamakara. In the absence of that center, you are Brahman. It is flip-flop. So, you have that center, you have a jiva. You get rid of that center, then who has to get rid of that center? So, don't create an anyonyashraya there. Don't create a mechanism by which you defeat yourself. Don't do that. There is no who. There is only getting rid of the center. There is no who. Okay? So don't try to create another loop there. Thereby, you conclude that you cannot get rid of the center. Then you have reached a very bad conclusion which will hurt you. That center is not always there in you, with you. When you sleep, it is not there. When you meditate, it is not there. When you laugh heartily, it is not there. When you cry bitterly, it is not there. It is not there. Quite often it is not there. It is there only when you are self-conscious. When you are acutely self-conscious, the center is there. But you are not self-conscious even all through the waking state. There are gaps when you are not conscious of yourself as a center, that me and mine. In those gaps, what are you? Therefore, the center, it is possible to get rid of. You get rid of it. Who is that you? Don't ask these self-defeating questions. See to it that it is got rid of. And then what? Then you are the Brahman. That important, that nirmamo nirahankaraha expression is, it is a direct stepping stone to Brahmanhood and moksha. Sashanti madhigachyati. Therefore, this ahankara is put in place. So even ashrama can contribute to ahankara. You have to be very wary of all these things. So, and then your friendship with bigwigs, that could be a source of ahankara. Like, I know Yogi Adityanath. That may be a source of arrogance for me. Or I have met Narendra Modi ji. That could be an arrogance. Or I had been with Swami Chinmayananda ji for 30 years. So now what are you now? Why are you a bag of bones still? So this kind of association with big wigs, and you create an ahankara out of such association. And then power. So you hold power in your hands for whatever reason, and so that makes you a very arrogant person, an ahankari. And then bhajan means, I have done 24 lakhs Gayatri Japam. That is ahankara. And then tyaga, you have given up. So, one Mahatma was telling, we have given up so many things to become sadhus. Hemant Swamiji, what do you say? Is it not so? I said, I don't talk like that. You should not. You have not yet given up, that means. You have not yet given up, you know. Because you are still talking of giving up this, giving up that. Suppose you do Sannyasa Jayanti every year. Means what? In 1995, on January 12, I have given up my wife and my 2 sons. Now, did you give up? Is that giving up? People are crazy, I tell you. So the one who is performing, if the devotees perform, that is fine. But if the gentleman himself is performing his own sannyasa jayanti, means the sannyasa abhi tak pakka nahi hai. It is not, he did not digest it yet. The food that you have digested, it doesn't remind itself to you. The food. Suppose in the night you eat food, and early morning it tells you, yesterday night I have eaten dosha. I can see that early morning 5 o'clock. Oh my God, that means that food has become poison now. So it must have been digested by now, but still it is sitting there. So all these things are very bad. You should give up all these things. So maybe I am talking in a very rather unconventional way. I am conscious of that. But I thought of it and decided not to change the way. Just be natural. You see, to make the mood a bit light, I will tell you a story. Two monks, the Zen monks, or this many people know this story. So they are walking towards the monastery. It was a very muddy footpath. There was a rain in the earlier night, and it was morning. They are walking, and the whole path is full of mud. And as they are walking, they are passing through a small village street, only one street village, a small village in the mountains, and one young lady with a flowing white gown. That white gown, if you correctly stitch it, 3 ladies can wear it. But only one lady is wearing it. A flowing white gown. She came out of the house and she looks at the main door of the other house, the other side of the street. It's a small street. And she has to cross the street and go there. And she is baffled to see the path full of mud. And she is standing there, baffled what to do, because so much mud and this gown, flowing and white gown. And he is looking at the other side. These 2 young monks are walking. One of them asked, "Ma'am, do you want to cross the street?" She looked at him in a way saying yes. She did not say anything. Then he immediately picked her up. He is a very strong young monk. Picked her up in his hands and lifted her very easily and put on the other side of the street. She was extremely thankful because her gown was not muddied. She was very grateful and she ran inside the house. She forgot even to thank the Mahatma. She ran inside the house in her ecstasy because she could safeguard her gown very well. These 2 monks are walking. And they walked for another 30 minutes and then reached the monastery. Then the other monk asked him, "Hey, you should not have done that. You have taken a young lady into your hands and almost embraced her. You should not have done that." Then this man told, "I put her down 30 minutes back. Whereas you are still carrying her in your hands." So that is the story. So that way, every year he conducts Sannyasa Jayanti. Every year. Means he has not yet given up the family and all that. So, this is how the Tyaga also creates ego. That is what I was saying. Tyaga, you gave up and therefore create an ego out of it. Then there are some people who say, "I am the most humble person in this ashram." Do you agree with me or not? You must agree, I say. How dare you don't agree with me? So, all these things are a variety of ahankara. And then mamakara. So, this is mine, that is mine, properties, and the lands, this and that. So, this ahankara and mamakara, this is something which you have to examine. Nirmamo nirahankaraha, what Bhashyakara says. Nirmamaha, you may say, mama pratyaya varjitaha. You don't have it here? Oh, okay. Okay, I did not put it because he gave word-to-word meaning. He did not add anything to that. So that mama pratyaya varjitaha means the way you think and feel, that is the pratyaya. The way you think and you feel, that is the pratyaya. And you think mine and you feel mine, that is the mama pratyaya, that is absent. Okay? And then nirahankaraha. nirgata aham pratyaya. So the sense of me is gone. The sense of me is gone. The sense of mine is gone means what? You have a mind capable of thinking and thinking many good things. Thinking is not wrong, Thinking is there. The faculty of thinking is there. But in that stream of thoughts, or you see, when there is thinking, the background of all this movement, you call it consciousness. The background of all the mental activity, it is the consciousness. So that consciousness, which is the content of, what is consciousness? Consciousness is the content of consciousness. It is like, what is that bag? What is that bag? Means the content of the bag. That is the sense of that expression, what is that bag. So the content of consciousness, in that content, the elements of me and mine are absent. That is the nirmamaha, nirahankaraha. Means what? There is a thing called personal. So the personal is defined by the me and mine. That is, they define the me and mine. Interestingly, you may want to pay attention to this. So if you examine your consciousness in connection with the physical body, because physical body is the source where mind is there, and from the movement of mind a consciousness is built, the waking consciousness. And therefore, if you examine the consciousness in relation to the physical body, these twin ideas, me and mine, are located in the brain cells, not in the heart. When you abide in the heart, the twin ideas of me and mine, you don't feel them. You feel them only when you are in the head. So, when the wife and husband, they love each other, they look at each other and they think about each other in the heart. But when they fight with each other, they transport themselves into the head. And then they fight with each other. And then mine, me, mine, me. This sofa is yours, but this sofa is mine. Like that. So this is how the conflict arises. And so me and mine are in the brain cells. And that is one good news. They are not in the heart. That is one good news, Means with some caution and with some perseverance, it is possible to get rid of them. Because it is only purging of the brain cells. That is all you have to do. The heart is safe. So, getting rid of the me and mine is simply, it can be called going beyond the personal. That is the personal. Me and mine constitute what is called the personal. You just go beyond the personal. In every situation, try to go beyond the personal. Suppose you are facing a situation. You don't face the situation in terms of a personal. With the pressure of that personal, if you face the situation, you will suffer. And you tend to make mistakes also. Just go beyond the personal and see what happens. So, you see, you imagine that you are born, you are going to die, you are a body, and so on. This is how you become a personal. And then you believe that you possess things and you possess the people also. This is how the personal is put in place. So, for a change, just try, make a beginning. It is not as hard as you think. Just go beyond the personal. Suppose you are interacting with a person, another person, and he asks you for something, or you are talking with him about something. See what is good for that person. Hitam. You think, in your thinking, his welfare must occupy the primary place. You think good for him. In doing so, you go beyond your personal. Now, where is my personal equation in that context is not important. What is important is what is good for the other person. This is a hitachintanam. So when you think what is good for the other person, my emotions, my hurt, my comfort zone or my benefit, etc., all these things I keep aside. They are pushed aside. I go beyond the personal. You can do that. And then think in terms of the welfare of the other person only. You do that. When you do that, you are already free from me and mine. So, it is possible to do that. Because ego, the me, is a mere habit. It is not intrinsic to you. You are Atma, you are not the ego. But you are habituated to think as an ego. That is the problem. That is how the brain cells are hardwired. That is the expression. You are hardwired to think in terms of me and mine. So go beyond the personal. Because ego is a mere habit. It is built on memory. And it is prompted by desire and fear. That is how it operates. Therefore, you ask the question, who am I? Don't identify with this ego. And so what is beyond this personal? The personal is obvious to you. It is the immediate and you are aware of it. But what is beyond the personal? You go beyond. This is how you can neutralize the me and mine to a large extent. And that becomes, life becomes very simple and easy. And light becomes laghu. Laghu is light in English. So nirmamo nirahankaraha. I am done with it more or less, but I may come back to this nirmamaha nirahankaraha and make a few more remarks before I move forward tomorrow morning class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam